Yo, what is going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at some good old-fashioned damage control for Nintendo. So I came across his account while I was scrolling Twitter, and basically he spends all of his time just defending every single greedy practice that Nintendo does. He also just likes to make things up, so let's go ahead and take a look at the fanboy we're going to be talking about today. He goes by the name of Nintengod. I mean, dude, the name says it all. But this guy's pinned post is him defending 30 FPS, so you know we're in for a treat. But let's go ahead and go over some of his tweets here. So Stealth here makes a tweet, Switch 2 isn't a PS5. However, from the game comparisons we are seeing, it can be more capable than a PS4 or even an Xbox Series S. It's a substantial leap over Switch. Monolith Soft working on a large-scale RPG that could look like this, or better, is very exciting. Nintengod responds, yes, Switch 2 is far beyond PS4 and Xbox Series S. We just don't know how close it is to PS5 yet, but the results are already making it identical. And he shows two screenshots of, I don't know what Final Fantasy that is, but it's a Final Fantasy game. You know, it's great that you decide to cherry pick that example instead of something like Elden Ring. I can tell you right now that a handheld is going to be nowhere near a PS5. Also, while the graphics may look similar, depending on the game, we also have to take into account frame rate. KJN Gamer here says all these games had complete collections with zero backlash. Nobody had issues with them, rightly so. But when it comes to The Last of Us, it truly feels like the hate is so forced still to this day, mostly because Joel was killed and Abby lived. I'm not going to respond to this, but I think it's incredibly stupid what KJN is saying here. But Nintengod responds, be for real, bruh. Re-releasing the same two games for 12 years, it ain't even close. Now, I would agree with you here, but dude, you simp for Nintendo. You have no right to talk down to any company doing re-releases. A third of the Switch's library is literally just Wii U games ported, and released again for full price. Nintendo of America tweets out, rail ride and wall ride your way to the finish line in Mario Kart World, launching June 5th, 2025 with the hashtag Nintendo Switch 2. And Nintengod responds, well worth the $80. Ah yes, this is exactly what we should be telling companies that we're okay with a price increase. Even though we just had a price increase not even like 4 to 5 years ago, up to $70. Let's go ahead and jump up to $80. If video games go to $80 across the board, you can thank people like this. Now this is probably the stupidest one. IGN tweets out, Nintendo has insisted Mario Kart World justifies its shock $80 price tag. Nintengod responds, this controversy about Mario Kart World $80 price is completely asinine. Gamers have been paying $80 to $130 for valueless and overpriced premium and deluxe editions of games for years. Nintendo gives more content in their games than any other company in gaming. Hashtag Nintendo Switch 2. I've seen a few people make this claim like, oh, games are $130 already because Mud Deluxe Edition that gives me like 3 skins. Yeah, those are optional. You can still buy a base version of the game and play it, meaning there is a lower price to entry on that game. But if you want to spend the extra money to get some skins, that's an option that you have. Most of the times, I just buy the base edition of whatever game I'm interested in because I don't care about some anime skin that makes me look like a geek. So, Stealth40k here tweets out, is it controversial to say I have a bigger issue with game key cards as the dominant form of physical game delivery on Switch 2 than I do with the $80 games in general? Nintengod responds, it amazes me that y'all have no problem buying a physical game that 95% of the time you will have to update via the internet at some point, but rage ridiculously about a physical keycard that you have to connect to the internet one single time. Make it make sense. Hashtag Nintendo Switch 2. Yes, because these other companies do something shitty, that means we have to give Nintendo a pass when they do something shitty as well. It was shitty when Sony or whoever did it, and it's still shitty now when Nintendo's doing it. A lot of people will buy physical media because they don't have good internet. They don't have internet at all, maybe, and they just want to be able to pop in the game and play it. But now they can no longer do that. And Nintendo was kind of the last company that had physical media be a viable option, and now it's gone. That's why people are upset. Nintendo tweets out, Mario Kart World, $80. Massive open world, over 30 racetracks, over 50 characters, 24 players per race, new knockout tour, new items, new trick mechanics, 4 battle racing types. And then he puts Marathon Premium, $40 to $60, 4 characters, 3 maps, Battle Pass. I love when people do this. They'll show some product that's overpriced, but compare it to a complete pile of shit and say, so it's justified, basically. No, just because Marathon's probably gonna suck doesn't mean the $80 price tag is justified, dude. And are we really comparing Battle Royale style maps to Mario Kart tracks? The desperation here is insane. So, Stealth40k here makes another post. Steam Deck is not a mass market device. It's a very niche device with limited appeal to a certain subset of gamers. That's not a knock, that's just the way it is. Switch 2 will probably outsell Steam Deck's entire lifetime sales in less than 6 months. Nintendo responds, the hilarious part is Steam Deck is inferior to Switch 2 in every way. Which is just factually untrue. The Steam Deck is literally a computer. Anything you can do on a computer, you can do on a Steam Deck. How is that not superior to the Switch? That can only really play games. If he's talking about power, then yeah, I can get his point, but I mean, that's about it. So Xbox Joker here makes a post, Xbox Remaster versus PlayStation Remaster, who did it better, with Days Gone and Oblivion, side by side. Nintendo says, LOL, Sony has no shame. I mean, once again, throwing stones in a glass house, man. Nintendo of America says pre-order Madden NFL 26 on hashtag Nintendo Switch 2 ahead of worldwide release on August 14th. Nintendo says, Digital Foundry, Switch 2 is comparable to PS4, you can expect a PS4 level experience. EA, Madden NFL 26 releases only on hashtag Nintendo Switch 2, Xbox Series S/X, and PS5. Will no longer release on last gen, PS4, and Xbox One. Is Digital Foundry tech experts, or are they ass clowns? So because this game is not coming to last gen consoles, that just means that the Switch 2 is much more powerful than them? No, they probably just want to force people to buy the next gen consoles, dude. And I trust Digital Foundry, who have been doing like these tech analysis videos for 15 years, way more than I trust a random user on Twitter called Nintendo. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the video up here. If you're excited for the Switch 2, I got nothing against you, man, but don't be a shill like this guy because it makes you look like a pathetic white knight. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike and an angry comment. And yeah, that's pretty much it from me. I'm out.